I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. He will spend the rest of his life in prison with no possibility of parole. In Orange County Court today, Brooklyn Rabbi Victor Koltun, convicted of masterminding the plot to murder two men, was given 2 consecutive sentences of life in prison without parole, plus 2 consecutive sentences of 8 1/3 to 25 years. Koltun was convicted of first-degree murder for his role in the execution-style shootings of Gerald and Francis Piscopo inside a vacant house on Liberty Street in Newburgh back in 2010. Prosecutors said Koltun hired 2 ex-cons, Frank Lewis and Craig Fennell, to carry out the killings as a way to stop Francis Piscopo's aggressive attempts to collect a debt. Francis Piscopo's son Frank Jr. and Gerald Piscopo's sister Tara Piscopo both read letters at sentencing describing the family's pain. And outside the courthouse, they defended the memory of the 2 victims.
Most families don't get justice. Most families don't even get to know who did that to their family. So I do believe that we were definitely justified in the sentence that we received. And of course now it just begins with all the appeals and everything else. So at this point in time, my family and I are extremely ecstatic that at least this portion of it is over. I just can't understand how a man of God could actually commit the crimes, not just against my family, my brother and my uncle, but the other crimes in general.
You know, peace will come to my family and we all be happy and live on.
During his sentencing, Koltun continued to maintain his innocence, saying he'd hired the men for protection, not to kill anyone. Judge Nicholas DeRosa called the 2 ex-cons monsters, adding, quote, "Those who conspire and consort with monsters to commit heinous crimes are probably monsters themselves." Police in Saugerties believe this is the man who robbed the Key Bank branch in their community more than a year ago. Today, they announced that 48-year-old Colin Lambert of Hunter, New York, has been charged with a felony robbery and grand larceny. Saugerties police say Lambert walked into the Main Street Bank, gave the teller a note saying he had a gun, and left with an undisclosed amount of cash back on January 11th, 2013. Lambert's also been charged with the robbery of a credit union in Herkimer, New York, a month earlier. Police are also looking to determine if Lambert may have been the man who pulled a robbery at the Chase Bank in New Paltz a few months after the Saugerties robbery. A guilty plea has been filed by a former bank official in Tuxedo who admitted to stealing $130,000 from the bank's ATM funds over a 2-year period. 57-year-old Deborah Maccarelli is expected to receive a 1 to 3 year prison sentence after she pled guilty to felony grand larceny. Maccarelli was assistant branch manager at the J.P. Morgan Chase Bank in Tuxedo when she stole the money, about $2,000 at a time, from the cash that was meant for the ATM. The thefts occurred from June of 2011 to August of 2013. Maccarelli has repaid about $45,000 since her arrest. The judge said he will consider a sentence of probation if she repays the remaining amount by her May 20th sentencing date. State police say he lied to get heating assistance. 66-year-old Boris Saltzman of Loch Sheldrake was taken into custody on charges of falsifying business records, a felony, plus petty larceny. Investigators say Saltzman applied for and received heating oil assistance from Sullivan County after putting false information on a HEAP heating assistance application form. The arrest came following an investigation by state police and members of the Sullivan County Health and Family Services Fraud Unit. Norwich County Court juries convicted a Unionville man on first-degree rape and criminal sexual act charges for a pair of incidents last August that involved a 12-year-old girl. 23-year-old Keith Terse was convicted of sexually assaulting the girl in a Unionville park. Prosecutors say a friend witnessed the sex, but the incidents went unreported until the friend's aunt saw several text messages describing Terse's sexual contact with the girl and then called police. When he's sentenced April 14th, Terse will receive a mandatory sentence of from 5 to 25 years. An Ellenville man has been sentenced to 3 years in prison for attacking a local police officer with a sword. 27-year-old Christopher Miles had been convicted of menacing a police officer during a domestic disturbance call last May. When Ellenville Police Sergeant Jeffrey Van Asselt responded, Miles went after him with the sword. Sergeant Van Asselt was able to subdue him with the help of a neighboring emergency medical technician who had arrived on scene. No one was seriously injured. The officer had been able to get Miles's girlfriend and her 2 young children into another room prior to the attack. In Pike County, 2 Matamoros men have been charged with illegally selling the prescription drug Vicodin. According to the Pike County District Attorney's Office, 77-year-old Graham McDonald and 36-year-old Richard Smith sold Vicodin pills at different times over the past couple of months. Both were charged with delivery of a controlled substance and criminal conspiracy to deliver a controlled substance. 2 young boys have been charged with breaking into seasonal residences and setting fires at a campground in Bloomingburg. State police say the boys, who are not identified because of their ages, have been charged with arson and burglary for incidents that occurred at the Berenson campground on Roosa Gap Road. Investigators say 1 trailer was destroyed by a fire Monday evening and several others had been entered and property stolen. Charges are pending against a 3rd boy who was also involved. And today was the day Orange County's dairy and livestock farmers could spend a little time away from the farm, get the latest information on programs and services that can help them improve their business. Many of them came to the Pine Bush Fire Hall to attend the annual Dairy and Livestock Day, sponsored by Cornell Cooperative Extension.
The purpose of Dairy Day is to have a day for the dairy farmers and the livestock farmers and everybody who's involved in agriculture to get a day to experience all the potential there is out there and all the different agencies that can assist them. So we have feed stores that are here, feed suppliers, we have insurance agencies, we have banks here, all people that can assist the agriculture industry.
And today's Dairy Day was one of the promotion stops for Maddie Goldsmith, Orange County's dairy princess.
I've been volunteering on a local dairy farm for about 7 years now, and it's important to support the local farmers and drink milk because it's a large part of our community and local economy.
Cornell Cooperative Extension officials say the showcase of available services gives the farmers an opportunity to not only interact with those connected to their industry, but also to discuss farm labor challenges and other issues of concern. We hope you enjoyed the mild weather interlude because it will soon feel and look like winter once again. The rain today will change over to a wintry mix overnight before it clears off tomorrow morning. Many of you will see only a coating of snow along with some icing, which could make for a tough morning commute. Others in Ulster County and northern regions could see a bit more accumulation. As for Thursday, the storm will clear out during the morning hours, but it'll stay cold, with temperatures getting only into the upper 20s. Friday will be partly sunny and a bit milder, with the highs up around 40 degrees. Keep clicking here at Record Online for any weather updates and for news when it breaks. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.